Today on Dockside TV, we're fishing popping corks for speckled trout on shorelines at Lake Pontchartrain. Wintertime, 53 degree water temperature, using a Matrix float. Stay tuned for this episode of Dockside TV. Fish on, fish on. When fishing these winter days, where you've had multiple days in a row of cold weather, and then you get a nice, beautiful sunshine day where it warms up, I really like to look at some of the flats, shorelines in Lake Pontchartrain. A lot of times what will happen is the trout will come up to the shallows to warm up, and you can really have some successful catches on days like this. So we're gonna give this little shoreline a look. Got some bird activity up there. Got a nice falling tide. See what we can do. There he is. Ooh. Nice trout. Nice little trout on the green hornet. Seeing a few shrimp skipping across the water, which tells me I might need to switch to a popping cork. That one's just short, so we're gonna let him go. Might switch to a popping cork here though. Alright guys, there's entirely too many birds working in front of us. Even though I just caught a fish, we're gonna have to move up there and give that a look. I just can't watch that many birds. Alright guys, what we have here is a serious flock of birds. This is what you want to find, what you want to see when you're fishing out in Lake Pontchartrain, especially in the winter months. When you can find the birds, you're going to find the fish. What the birds are doing is obviously eating on shrimp. The reason the shrimp are on the surface is because they're running from fish on the bottom. This is a pretty serious flock of birds. We're going to get in here, pop some corks. A lot of times it's redfish. I got a feeling this is going to be trout though. Old trusty popping cork. Got our cup Matrix float on. Came over here right where them birds were at. What do you know? Speckled trout and birds go together like spaghetti and meatball. Tiger bait. Specks. See if we can get on a little rally here. Got it tied pretty deep just because I noticed little stretches. Relatively deep, it's about 5 foot. Got my cork deep. I like to use a spinning reel a lot of times when I'm popping a cork. Got my Daiwa set up here. You just want to, those cup corks really make a a lot of noise. So you just pop, pop, let it sit, and you can do a one pop. I don't think that makes all of the difference in the world by any means. Just making a little noise. Seen a shrimp jump out the water earlier, which kind of told me maybe I want to try a cork, because what a cork does is it makes a very good shrimp imitation sound. A lot of times fish hear them shrimp skipping across the water and those trout can't stand it. I think we're really going to catch some fish here today. I hadn't tried any lake shorelines in a while just because the weather's been more funky winter style. A lot of north winds, a lot of choppy conditions, a lot of cloudy and rainy days. That's why I've been staying close, doing a lot of trolling, just being happy with catching a few. But the few days we've had where the weather's beautiful like it is right now, we've really made some nice catches. Oh, there he got me. Cork went under. Got me again. Must be a little one. Three times. 3 dunks. Must be a little dink, a little squeaky. Four dunks. Alright, we're gonna catch a fish on this cast. I can feel it. I can feel it. Fish coming on this cast. What I told you. What I told you. Now people read all of these articles and all they ever worry about is the trestle, the bridges, the twin span, the causeway, Chalmette wall. The guys, I cannot explain this more. That there's so many other places to fish in the Pontchartrain Basin. Look at that beautiful fish. Than what you hear about all the time. And the best part about fishing things that you don't read about all the time, you see any boats? Not a boat in sight. What's more fun than a popping cork? Maybe top water, which I maybe could catch a few on a hard bait today, but we're gonna stay with this. I mean, look at that. That's a solid 18, 19 inch fish on a cork. Fishing a shoreline and Pontchartrain. I hadn't been over here in a year, probably 6 months at least. Decided to come take a look. See bird activity everywhere. Got shrimp jumping out the water. It's the middle of December. You never know. You gotta go to know. Oh. Had one fish hook, came off, had another one. When fishing corks, not just only Lake Pontchartrain, but anywhere, braided line helps. I'm using braid. Long cast. You want to really be able to sling it out there. Cover some ground. Get that cork making some noise. There he is. It's just that simple, guys. Once you locate them fish on that cork, they can't stand it. As you can tell, I look a little goofy reeling up my left hand. I'm a bait caster 98% of the time guy, but they're on that cork. I really enjoy it. If that's what they want, that's what I'm gonna give them. Let me put this one up. I'm gonna give you a little rundown on our matrix float. What we did on our matrix float, I'm just gonna quickly show you because I want to catch some more fish. We shorten the wire. A lot of these corks out here, the wire is that long. All it's gonna do is create more tangle opportunities. You just need enough gap to make that click clack noise. That's it. So we gave it a little bitty, about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch between the crimps. Got our, LSU Mardi Gras color. Everybody likes purple and gold. And then we got a titanium wire. Look, you can step on this, fold it, bite it, bend it. Every time comes back true. Let's get another fish. Oh, and let me show you this. See how it's cupped right there? That's our popping version, which we use the oval a lot too. That's what I had tied on today. It's more of a personal preference thing. And both of them work. About midday, 9 o'clock right now. Sun's up. Ooh, missed him. Sun's up nice and bright. But if I come back here tomorrow early, you can bet your bottom dollar I will be throwing top water first. Most of the time, when you can get on I missed him again. When you can get on a cork bite, you're probably gonna have some of your biggest fish come on hard baits early in the morning. So I may come back early. So just remember that for you cork fishermen. If you're on a bite, or you're having a good week fishing corks, throw some top water early in the morning and catch some of your bigger fish. That's your shots at getting those 23 to 26 inches is on them hard baits. Got a beautiful falling tide. Usually when I'm fishing, I put the tide to my back and go with the tide. I'm doing it different today simply because the sun, I don't want to be shooting these video clips into the sun. So the tide is going that way right now. Oh, and as I say that, I didn't even get to watch my cork go under. He just almost pulled the pole out my hand. It's a nicer fish here. Ooh, it's a pretty one. That's a pretty one. And when you're catching fish of this size, trust me, they're gonna hit top water. This is the caliber of fish it loves to chase big mullets, and that's what a top water's doing. It's representing a mullet. It's also kind of representing a shrimp with the noise that it gives. Although it don't look anything like a shrimp, the fish hear it on the surface. But corks today. Let's get this one in the well, get another one. This is awesome. Water temperature today has been fluxing between 53 and 54 degrees. A lot of times you think a 53-degree water temperature, you're gonna think trout's gonna be slow, might be a redfish kind of day. The trout are gonna be deep, sluggish. That is the case sometimes, but again, this is just what will prove to you that you never really know. Don't try to overthink it. The fish, they got tails. Oh, there he is. Missed him again. They got tails. They're gonna move around. They're gonna do different things, guys. Like, yeah, we try to put some science behind this and figure it out as much as we can, but just being out here, trying stuff, being observant, that's how you find fish. You can't just simply say, oh, the water's 53 degrees, they gotta be deep today. You just never know. And I just had a hunch to come fish this shallower flat, shallower shoreline, because it's so sunny today, it's so warm. Those fish like to get up and sunbathe. Oh, I hope that's a trout. I hope that's a trout. And I can't tell you how many times I have worn the trout out in shallow water during the dead of the winter. Now, if today was the kind of day where the air temperature was a lot colder and the fish haven't felt cold water in a while, maybe I would be deep. And I fished deeper earlier this morning and caught 4 or 5. But as I felt it getting warmer and warmer and I needed to take the jacket off, I said, let's go look at something a little bit shallower. And as soon as I saw the shrimp jumping out the water, I was like, oh boy, what's over here? Put on the popping cork, and it's just about every cast, guys. On the way across Lake Pontchartrain today to fish over here, I ran into the birds, which was a lot of beautiful slot reds under it. Well, they really wear you out. Hadn't really had a good bird year this year with redfish, but today got into them a little bit. Could have sat and caught redfish, so I was tired of it. But you watching, just like me, most people rather the beautiful speckled trout. A little bit easier to deal with, fun to catch. Boy, I'm getting a bite every cast, guys, every cast. I saw some shrimp over here. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw some birds over here as I was fishing out that way about 300 yards. Saw some birds floating and hovering right here. And I had just caught a fish, but I was like, I had to go over by the birds. Anytime, oh my gosh. Anytime you see birds out here and anywhere when you're fishing, especially in the wintertime, you got to stop. It's going to be fish under it 9 out of 10 times. The birds are going, but the fish are here. And there's a lot of you seen that before. Just because the birds leave don't mean the fish have left. But we go ahead and end it right here. I'm wanting to put some fish in the boat. Maybe get a limit. I hadn't caught a limit in a while. Get out here, get you some Matrix floats. Try them on your warmer days. Try some Lake Pontchartrain shorelines. It's not always the bridges, guys. It's not always the Wall and Chalmette. I really like to be out here by myself, not around a ton of boats, so try some off-the-wall stuff. There's fish all over Lake Pontchartrain. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Dockside TV. Check them all out. We've got a few fish in the same area using popping corks. Check out some older videos. Until next time, good fishing.